All right, so I have 1% here, and I'm checking out mappingmilitantprojects.org. And this is a node. It's called Temple of Blood. If you look at the node, it's Mapping Militant Organizations, Temple of Blood, last modified, HTTP, mappingmilitant.org, node 534. Okay, now they haven't really downloaded like the narrative, organization, all this stuff isn't really listed unless you like sign up for the site, but I don't really see there's like a place to sign it. Like, well, I mean, profiles and everything. I don't really want to make me a profile right now, but it's interesting. If you go to here, like, if you go to mappingmilitants.org and you download it like this, and you click right here. Now you copy paste. So you're copy pasting. So I'll copy the link. Boom, copy the link. And then I will go back to, okay, now if you go back to the page, Mapping Militant Projects, and it says URL where the problem you see the issue is. Well, that means that you have to put the exact mappingmilitants.org. So I press the copy paste. I paste my thing. Let us know how we can help you. That's all standard. So, but what I want to know is it's mapping militant projects, and if you look it up, definition for definition, profiles. This is like, but you see right there, it says it has a node. So group name, profile directory, displaying C directory of profiles. Group name contains uh, any active. So like they have, look at all these. A lot of them are Islamic. It's extremely Islamic oriented and extremely white power oriented. Which is that's standard because this is what exists in the United States. But as far as that, am I contacting the actual militaries of these organizations? This is within the Department of National Intelligence. So I'm kind of confused. Like why you're able to contact a militant group through this their proxy. Because you have to understand, um, Temple of Blood worked through what it used to be an informant for the FBI, and his name was Joshua Caleb Sutters, and it was Jillian Hoy. But at the same time, um, the Order of Nine Angles has the Pentecostal Church bought this organization, and and I have it documented on a previous video where and they've updated it because I keep mailing them mail, and my mail is relevant to them and to just different organizations. But I know Temple of Blood has removed what they were, and originally they said that they were a order of Satanists, like one of the most satanic high orders, and it's a military, but they've removed that since like a good couple months ago. But as far as that, I'm just wondering, like, it says but if you go to the main page, like, it's about what is this militant project about? And I'm surprised my batteries lasted that long, so that's pretty awesome. It says Mapping Militant Projects (MMP) traces the evolution of violent militant or extremist organizations in specified conflict theaters and analyzes their interactions. Its presence uniquely accessible. It presents uniquely accessible and clear geological and network information. MMP provides one in-depth profile of individual groups, complete with citations to source, interactive map, or family trees, which are visual representations of how relationships among militant organizations change over time, and 3 diagrams of network relationships, also showing change over time. What in the world? Did they change this today? Um, I think they changed this today. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Anyways, that's a new update. I had a previous update, but no, they didn't. Anyways, but basically, I'm wondering, is this allowing an alternative military to exist within America? Because it has 119 militaries. That's what it used to say. It had 119 militaries, with 712 different ways of overlapping those. And but if you're getting a node and Hezbollah and like let's say the Ras Camboni Brigade is labeled Berlin, because I don't know, like these nodes, like you get out of prison, a lot of them, and I would understand how it would put you into a chain gang, to where like you're better connected and like they can better monitor what you're doing out of the prison system. But now you have that, and that's being done through CalGang, and I think that they plug in through or Emerson AI, and then it's Emerson Collective. Sorry, my speech is just I was off. I just drank a soda, so I'm pretty hype. But as far as that, uh, like, I'm wondering, is Emerson AI because it was Emerson AI, and then it was Emerson Collective and that's a satellite program of artificial intelligence, and it was supposed to be for CalGang, and CalGang works with Homeland Security in the Ziggurat of California. And I, through my research, which I solidified to the CIA, I believe that that the Hotel California was the Hotel California and Pacific, the Ritz Carlton Laguna Niguel, and the Mission from Orange County. I believe that those are, well, the hotel. If you listen to the Hotel California, from everything that's looking like, it's looking like the Ritz Carlton Hotel Laguna Niguel was a Nazi infiltration into America from the Nazi Party. Now, I don't know if that was a religious order and angles, but if you pay attention to what's going on, it goes into the Ziggurat of California, and then now you have CalGang, and then now you have it going into the nodes, and then it goes into Technical Node Committee, and then it goes into the Ziggurat of California. It's in Homeland Security within the Secretariat of Indians, which is the Hatchiman and the Wanahando Band. So they're all sitting on like the Indian Secretariat as well. And then you have an issue now where you come to the East Coast, and everything seems to be within that program. I wonder if California knows this is going on, but this is over. It looks like if they're having nodes, they're overshadowing nodes with militant operations. So what was Homeland Security now is looking like an operation that is being taken by militant organizations. And this is not a good thing. I don't think this is a very healthy thing for America. And that's what happened within the riots in January 6th when they stormed the Capitol. It wasn't just like they showed up and they were like, bam. They had artificial intelligence helping them. And then within South Carolina, this Temple of Blood, and specifically, they took an oath to North Korea. So, and it's 2023, they have tropic satellites that are flying everywhere. And those tropic satellites are listed now. They're not listed. They used to be listed consumer. But now, as of 2023, they're listed government. That can't be a good thing, especially when the whole of South Carolina is listed under a node of, well, not the whole, but, a big portion of it. And when you have something like CalGang that monitors prison gang database within artificial intelligence, extremely high technology. We're talking about stuff that people just do not know about, Homeland Security stuff. But then you have a militant organization that has these listed as their nodes now, and there's a different military than Homeland Security, because apparently now they're militant, so they don't believe in Homeland Security, but they have the ability and the capability of overlapping those guys. And Temple of Blood calls this commanded cultists. If you want to go look it up, it's commanded cultists, Martinet Press. And then you have also where I was staying at recently. I've been under satellite harassment, and it's very extreme. It's extremely satanic. All they want me to do is just kill myself, basically. And it's real. Even the Metropolitan Police that were in the January 6th, those guys killed themselves within 9 days. I've been in this for 5 years plus. And people think that I'm schizophrenic, but I'm not. But if you look at this, and I've reported this to the FBI, they don't do anything because they used to work with the FBI. And what's even worse is I almost wonder if you looked at the paperwork, they just spent $400 million. That's what I was told it cost. Now, if I'm wrong, that was by one of my friends, that he said they just spent $400 million on integrating and upgrading the name of Fort Liberty. Now, is this mapping militant project that worked with the FBI that is a satanic military commanded cultist as well? So now the prison system is, let's say on the same subject, have they integrated any of this paperwork here, because it's supposedly Southern Confederates with neo-Nazis? Have they integrated any of this ideology within Fort Liberty? I think that's a very dangerous thing, because now the FBI was working with the North Carolina Oath Keepers originally. It was a big thing with Trump and all that stuff. And not saying Trump is bad, but I'm just saying, like, they apparently now they're tried for sedition. And even within that, you have North Carolina Oath Keepers and you have Oath Keepers. Could be two completely different groups, but if they're layering and lapping each other within nodes of artificial intelligence outside of the SEC, what is going on here? This is not a good thing. I've contacted the FBI about this multiple times. Even within this application this is Department of National Intelligence, I can write the FBI and tell them, look, the Oath Keepers outright admitted on the Department of National Intelligence that they killed 2 officers on their page. If you go to North Carolina, if you go to Oath Keepers and you look at it, and it says aside, it says specifically aside, 2 Metropolitan Police officers dead. Now, that might just be the system correcting itself. Maybe that's not a human being that wrote that. But you have to understand, that's that's one. There was 4 officers that killed themselves. So it's odd that if it was artificial intelligence, which it might be because it's very smart, they put 2 people were dead, Metropolitan Police officers. Okay, well, where's the other 2? Was that an alternate military event, or was that an alternate party club? That are then there? Because why wouldn't you put 4? Like, what's going on? Why would you not put 4? And I wrote that to the FBI, but the FBI now has blocked me from putting in any submissions because I call them and I give them accurate information, and they just do not want to touch it because they got buddy, and they were working with this group, and it's ridiculous. I have this on film where I have a satellite that, okay, if you go to my video, it's diplomatic community cover video number 2. You see me setting up my camera, but then you go immediately to 6 minutes 54 seconds, and it's at 6 minutes 54 seconds that you will hear a car horn honk. And I ran 2 football fields away, and when I spin around circles, and it couldn't remember my neurology because it's trying to lock onto your neurological symbol or signals. And you immediately hear a car horn honk. And then you see what looks like a ball of light shoot up on the right hand or the left hand of the screen. And you see it go up into the sky, keep listening, and then if you turn up the volume really loud as it can go, you hear this like a shockwave, and then you hear like the collapse of an artificial intelligence matrix. And it's like, and then on my way back to the camera, I had some guy try to attack me, but I got my camera back. And then in the same video, at 9 minutes, you fast forward to 9 minutes, you'll hear what sounds like a door opening to the trash can, and there's a light, and then you hear this, and it's artificial intelligence hunting me. And then and then fast forward to 10 minutes 34 seconds, and you'll hear what sounds like a demon. And then turn the volume up really loud, you hear, and you hear rah, rah. And then you hear it, and then you'll hear it. If you turn up the volume extremely loud, you hear rah, 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 and he's trying to hum me. And then if you look on the bottom, if you look in the middle of the right hand screen, like right here ish, if you're looking at this, if this was a view of if this was the square of the camera right here, you would look right here, and you'll see a light flickering. Like you barely notice it, but it's a satellite hunting me. And when I called in diplomatic community cover video 17, I believe, I might be wrong on that. In one of my videos, I called the Subaru station, Japan, and I called them, and they passed me through to Japan. And Francesca, she's very smart, very knowledgeable, and they're extremely smart, and they're awesome. But she said that as of the 19th, they have not ever recorded that ever again, and it's a matrix. But I've even figured out, I mean, there's so much going on. But thank you for your time, and thank you for listening.